I don't think most people expect someone with schizophrenia to live the lifestyle that I do. Fitness didn't exactly fix the issues that I have in my life, but it gave me discipline and structure, and it taught me that I can do things that are hard long term. So my name is Colby. I just thought I'd make this video. I've been posting videos for a while, but I don't post a ton about the mental health side of things that I deal with. I do have psychosis. I was diagnosed about 5 years ago. I basically just want to make this video just to kind of represent people that may have this diagnosis because, I feel misunderstood sometimes. This is me talking about my fitness journey and how it's changed my life. So before I got into fitness, I was a pretty isolated kid. Grew up LDS in Washington, where there weren't a lot of LDS people. A lot of my friends started kind of doing things that I didn't approve of in high school and that I didn't want to be around. Around middle school, and then I noticed myself losing a lot of friends. And my LDS friends, I didn't have lunch with them, I didn't have classes with them, so I was a really skinny kid. I was about 155, 160 pounds in high school, and 5'11", so pretty skinny. But I felt very isolated, and I didn't have a lot to do in high school. I sat around the house most days. I did poorly with my grades. I was in band, that helped me a lot. I played the drums, and that helped me a lot. But I needed something else, and I wanted to get big. I wanted to have like a goal with my body, especially because I was so insecure, and I was so worried about my image. It probably comes from an unhealthy place, how I got started, but I think it led to something a lot better. I was a lot happier after I got into it. And the bottom line is I just didn't have confidence in myself. So this is way before I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. This is just how I got into it, how I got into bodybuilding. When I was first diagnosed, it was kind of a shock, to find out that that's what I've been dealing with. It was kind of like a relief to have that answer, and okay, now I know how to deal with this. I know what to look up online. I know how to, things that commonly go wrong. But it was very scary at first to think that I was almost doomed. But a few years after my diagnosis, I did, I got married, had 2 kids. I have them half the time right now, and it's been amazing having my kids with me. So, and over the years, you kind of you learn to manage the symptoms. You learn to do things that are healthy, that are going to benefit your mental health. And working out in the past kind of carried me through. Initially, it was hard to get back in the gym after I was diagnosed. I felt like an outcast, felt kind of outcasted by people that I knew. And I think that's partly how people that are diagnosed with this are misrepresented, because I'm on medication. Medication helps a ton. I hold a job, I have relationships, I have with my family a lot. When I first started going to the gym, my insecurities were always in my head. I would stick upstairs in the little yoga room upstairs where nobody goes, and I'd bring some weights in there, and I would do some workouts in there, and nobody knew I was there. I didn't have to see anybody. I was scared to go downstairs in the main workout floor because I just felt like so much anxiety. Everything was new. Everybody looked like they knew what they were doing, and that was the biggest lie I told myself, because once I finally, after 2 years, made it downstairs, I got downstairs one time, I pushed myself to do it, and I started lifting some weights. I just kind of eased my way into it, put your toes in the water. I realized that it's not that big of a deal. And everyone in there has insecurities, and everyone's dealing with, not being where they want to be at. That's why you're at the gym. I finally got over that, finally started getting into it more. After a couple years, I started making some progress. I kept going, made it maybe 6 or 7 years into my weightlifting before I got diagnosed. And over that 6 or 7 years, this is how far I got. 5% body fat at the time. At my peak, I was always really skinny, so it was hard to put on mass, but I kept, eating everything I could, trying to stay healthy with what I was intaking, but staying in like a caloric surplus the whole time. I managed to put on some mass. It wasn't huge, but I mean, like for me, coming from like where I was, it felt really good. I had confidence again, and people noticed that I would, carry your work around with you where you go. So that felt good, in a vain way, maybe, but it was very satisfying to know that I had done something good for myself, So after I discovered fitness and after I went through all that, I fell out of it. I let myself go. I think I would have been a lot healthier through my initial days of diagnosis if I had just stuck with the gym, even home workouts or something. But that's kind of why I'm making this video, because the motivation just isn't there. If the motivation isn't there and your confidence is gone and your thoughts are everywhere, and you're feeling like an outcast again, I totally reverted back to where I was. And it was terrible because it felt like I wasted all that time. Being about 80 or 90 pounds, started feeling very depressed, kind of let myself go into this negative spiral. What popped me out of it though, I lost some relationships, got divorced, started that process, realized that I'm kind of on my own again. And I think I realized, hey, I'm not gonna sit here and wallow in self-pity. I'm gonna go back and do it again, because I did it once, I can do it again. I'm older now, but still 29, still young enough. So in the last year, I've managed to lose 67 pounds. I was 267 at the peak of it last summer, and I've managed to lose 67 pounds. Right now I'm at 200. The goal is 180, so I'm not quite there yet, but I am making progress, and I am, feeling a million times better than I was last year. And it's just another example of like how much the gym can affect you mentally, and help your self-confidence and help your ability to believe in yourself, to do things that are hard. And it's not fake confidence, you have to earn confidence. And you earn maybe not confidence in like different areas, but you earn confidence in the gym, and that's going to give you the confidence to feel like you can learn new skills and certain things, and do things at work, and do things in life, and with your family, and with your kids. And that eventually, that confidence, you're willing to look like a fool sometimes because you've been in the gym looking like an idiot for 10 years. Eventually you get it right, I'm not quite back there yet, but I do remember what that was like. And then that translates into confidence, because you're willing to look dumb and do things and fail at it enough times, you're gonna get it right eventually. So my point making this video again, if you're dealing with like a psychological condition, or just anything, some people you may be dealing with physical ailments. Do what you can in small steps, and eventually those little things are gonna, when you're at zero, your bucket's empty, just the little drops in the bottom, those are gonna feel like more when the bucket's empty. So those little things are gonna add up quick, and you're kind of gonna do this instead of just kind of same thing the whole time. You're gonna start, and then you're gonna start going compounding. So the small habits definitely add up in the long run, and it takes time for sure. I mean, not counting the 5 years that I took off from the gym, I'm working out for like 10 years, and I wish I was further along, but we're making crazy progress right now, and it does feel good. I feel like I'm back on track, and I feel like I'm starting to compound more instead of just flatlining or just going through the motions. This is kind of the beginning of the channel. Hopefully we can get some traction and maybe more people are interested in watching these. For now, I'm just gonna keep posting these videos because I do want to take it far. I do want to grow the channel quickly, but like the gym, I know it takes time. So if you have any feedback for me, leave a comment. Anything specific you want to hear me talk about. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to keep sticking around and watch my progress, you can subscribe. I'm on Instagram and YouTube right now. Colby Lifts. S is a 5. So you can look me up on either. But thanks for supporting the channel, and thanks for watching.